Heyo, I got a Discord server now. Link is in the pinned comment. Just remember to read the rules. Some things never change, do they? The dawn of darkness passed us by, and once again, Count Blabula rises to deliver the very late word. What can I say except, my bad, guys? Being tardy to the party may seem like my intention, but I can attest I had a damn good reason. Whatever. This topic isn't just limited to one holiday anyway. The game of dress up. Is it all a game? Or are we psychologically attracted to roaming our world in a different form? I like to believe so. Transformations are a powerful draw that are very much married to video games. They're everywhere, and not something detailed as deeply as they deserve to be. Now, let me lay down a vital rule. Possession doesn't count. I am disqualifying any case of one established character taking over another. However, fusion is fair game as long as the original figure retains their personage. May be hard to follow, but stick close and you'll make it out fine. Let's begin. Probably won't strum the holiest of chords to hear this from a crusty loaf of NorCal Wonder Bread, but humans ain't got it so bad. Look, bitch all you like, but maybe the literal dominant creatures on planet Earth ain't too qualified to preach what's tough. Nature's brutally simple. You weak? Then you ain't nothing. Pretty cruel world that I'm, for the most part, glad we've resigned from. Though I know I'm not alone in saying, fun to picture yourself as an animal. Oh no, more like I have furry. Oh, furry bug. Logan, you fucking weird. I'm bringing home a little bumblebee. Don't you know it's actually just me? Whoosh! It's all me. The Day a Nerd talks to his viewers about the birds and the bees. Bonding. The birds are assholes. Dem bees, though, we write jokes about their knees, they so cool. Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie remain masterpieces of their time, without all these cute transformations. But sure, why not? Most hit, some miss. But the last smack they both take got me all loopy. No, not the bees! Yes, the bees! Although I border on allergic to them, one does not simply ignore the buzz. The ultimate in cartoon shamanship, Banjo Bumblebee is the most powerful transformation in both games, allowing for infinite flight and infinite ammo in Tooie's case. That's all we gettin', but that's all we need. The simple joy of buzzing about without any care in the world, giving Senor Fall Damage the spicy middle finger, and I don't know, bombarding living eyeballs with stinger spam is a lot more fun than I could ever picture. Splot! I may not have the honey, but I got the next best thing. The thing that makes it. Oh, gonna be fun. Doomed to 37 days of barfing up the shit. Die a forgettable death all alone. Become a shitty meme. You know what? Fuck it. It's off the list. Never doubt a veteran. The tagline, boy, I've seen some shit, jumps from lousy catchphrase to the story of an entire life in a fraction of an instant. Alright, I see you playing funny. Oh, you lived through the war. Clear the fire pit, Satan. I'm a comin'. Bowser has gone from beef stock to laughing stock a few times throughout his career. 3 decades worth of wacky can change a Koopa. A lot. But when it comes to fucking around, Old Faithful sure ain't. The changes one brings to make a dream come true. genuinely incredible. Of all the skins Bowser's worn, Dreamy is by far the gnarliest, as the only game in the subseries to not fuse his form with another. Dream Team turned his higherness into an abstract attack on the senses. I'll say straight up, Dreamy Bowser is the scariest Bowser we have ever seen. A parallel to Mario and Luigi's combined prowess of real and Luiginary. The Shattered Dreamstone bestows the king with supernatural strength on a natural battlefield. The enormous stature and vivid rainbow glow are pure spectacle to go alongside what's one of the most difficult Bowser battles ever. Insane health pool, frustrating defense, and attacks that hit hard enough to wake up the dead. Now you can see what all those enemies had to go through, getting flooded with merciless numbers and extravagant bursts of chaos. What sets Dreamy Bowser apart from all the other Bowsers? The change in tone. Sure, he's grown big. Sure, he's gotten cool facelifts. But this was the first time I really felt a greater impact in battle, intimidating shape, monumental opposition, and truly cinematic aura. Yoko got our backs as Alpha and Dream. As Alpha Dream, I won't soon forget a chapter like this. The journey. Is it truly the destination? Or perhaps something higher? May the search for greater happiness vacate your mind, but allow the path you walk on to find it for you. Adventure is a funny way to spell life. A span of eventful minutes, hours, days, has a fascinating effect on us. New gateways open up, and studying on what we learn is the fastest way we grow. The press of a button is all the time you need. Majora's Mask may be the quintessential image of such an idea. Link's quest through Termina is a true eye-opener, changing not only its players, but the titular lad himself. The ever-important transformation masks happen to be this video's whole inspiration. While not the popular choice, the Deku mask never ceases to expose my strongest passion. Here we encounter the pattern of a simple face, uncovering a not-so-simple reflection. A strange case that almost broke the rules. The Deku mask jumpstarts Majora's Mask's eternal push to always keep you thinking. The clear-cut summary of the three transformation masks is that they contain the spirits of fallen champions. Darmani the Goron, Mikau the Zora, and a mysterious Deku child. Since a conscience is never spoken of, I can technically get away with this. But why would I? Well, first and foremost, it's a great power-up. Deku Link is a charming little imp with playful powers and a signature phylum of fun. So what? So are the other two. True, but they don't share the primary reason I love this form. Because the original figure is kept so ambiguous, it forces us to cling to our imagination and believe that perhaps we truly are the real thing. With nobody there to prove you wrong, all you can trust is your own vision. A purely cerebral transformation. How interesting is that? It's strange. For a species that developed naturally, we've become resistant to nature's demand for change. Has our pride gone too far? Or are we scared? I'd be amazed if you weren't. Nature changes its creatures in unforeseeable, often disturbing ways. Something Pokemon molds into an art. Gaming's premier creatures know all too well. Change is power. I have close to 1,000 choices here, But without jumping through too many hoops, let's call it a good joke day. I've honestly never paid all that much attention to Hoopa. What, some obscure little psycho imp buried in the code? Meh, Mew clone. Pass. But after playing catch-up, wow. Whilst every other mythical Pokemon lugged around a fun design, never did I get the impression that any of them meant true harm. This first impression was uncanny. People call it cute? You kidding? Do those horns mean nothing to you? Shit looks evil. But maybe I'm just an asshole. Fine. Who's Satan's little hellspawn? You are. Yes, you are. Does baby want his bottle? No! Whoa. I knew I couldn't trust that thing! The transformation from Hoopa Confined to Hoopa Unbound bridges the gap between Pocket Monster and Literal Monster in what's likely the most dramatic change a single Pokemon has ever undergone. The foot-long, 20-pound Pixie forms into a demonic, 6-armed hyperspace genie as big as Gyarados and heavier than Snorlax. The prison bottle blows my mind in how much bigger, stronger, and sinister it turns Hoopa. The mischievous little imp, now an all-powerful ringmaster of chaos, and easily one of the strongest Pokemon ever. And perhaps the most evil, distorting spatial gateways and spreading bedlam just because it can. Amazing Mon. Shame Gen 6 was rushed and barely gave any of its legends proper exposure.
Phenomenal cosmic power!
Itty bitty rolling game. If you're one to believe that the worst only happens to the best of people, allow me to call your sense of reality into question. Misery don't pick favorites. It'll take all it can get. The room for error never seems to fill, but things still manage to work out in the end. The pieces of shit get what they deserve. And as alarming as the change truthfully is, you reap what you sow. That works on so many levels. Hey, look who it is. Pigma. Long time no see. Yes, I thought the reason for that was clear enough, swine flu. I gotta say, this is some fucked up justice. But I'll take it. Star Fox does not disappoint in how it dishes out the karma. The vile, callous taste this rotten chunk of pork left us with seems to have grown its own disgusting body. Assault's infamous Aparoid invasion costed the sanity of many as we gradually witness the savagely creative alien hive mind assimilating many notable figures. But none get it quite like Pigma. Sure, the shock was effective when they attacked our allies, but we see that shock form into sheer disgust as it hits the enemy. From a visual perspective, Aparoid Pigma is probably the most extreme transformation on here. We go from this to this! The Anthro-Pig mutates into a sickly purple diseased zit on the face of a gnarly space station, fusing with it to become a giant biomechanical abomination, complete with 6 metal tentacles. Listening to it speak in creepy plurals, combined with the nightmarish assimilation, paints this in Borg red and Thing blue. Yeah, to clarify, this was once a talking pig! That's fucked, bro! Human nature never changes, remains a poignant batch of choice words. Some say we're all the same. They're wrong, but it's not exactly comforting to see us forcefully take the sacred laws of life into our own unqualified hands. Just because you can invent new ways to create things doesn't mean you should. Experimentation is the adventure we can never steer. Trying something new? Awesome! Yeah, always wanted to press the upgrade key. Fuck! Go back! Go back! I feel I'm going to be sick. Resident Evil is considered scary by the vast majority, but I honestly feel disgusting is the better adjective. Every franchise has got its staple baddies. Bulborbs for Pikmin, Xenomorphs for Alien, etc. For the precious gem of the horror game fandom, zombies, right? Haha! No! Try Eli Roth's Captain America! No matter what the continuity wants to tell you, it's all the same shit. Whether the name tag spells tyrants or plagueis, the face always spells
Your face looks tasty.
oh, well,
Who needs consent, Mr. Delicious? Not for me.
Okay, I can cope. Hey, Umbrella Corporation? A word? This ain't okay! The tyrants and plagas are mutants in the vilest definition. Human victims, horrifically deformed by viral and parasitic R&D. Good job. Not only is the promise of new life broken, you rep an army of nasty bioweapons that you couldn't hope to control. Deja vu. Those poor people. These were people, man! Shoutouts to Nemesis and the Regenerators for tipping the pinch-shitting scale almost entirely in their favor. It may only be a physical change, but don't sit there all peachy king and say you don't feel the need to vomit. Was buying a tank just out of the question? One of the most interesting layers to a complex mind is introspection, aka the grasp you hold on your inner self. A look deep inside is a quest for the great answers. Nothing scarier than the unknown, but the truth comes close. Some see a light that leads them to a purpose. Others fear what they find and run away from the monster they can't outrun. And none but one force feeds his inner monster the dust that blazes by. You only see what you want to believe, and long past its time in the crosshairs, I can see just how many of us wanted to believe this wasn't stupid. Are you a believer? The jump from Hedgehog to Werehog is one that will never land without the gift of context. Althonic the werewolf, Thegathumnek the retarded. No. An attentive stroll through this extraordinary game will bring to light the most creative change Sonic has ever seen. As we learn, an ancient colossus named Dark Gaia rises every few million years to destroy the world. But a premature awakening initiated by Eggman sees the demon dissipate across the planet, mutating Supersonic into the Werehog. Weird start, but further developments uncover that Sonic's new form is directly linked with Dark Gaia, sponging up the creature's tremendous energy as his journey spans across the moonlit globe. The Werehog surprises me in just how deep and justified it actually is. At least compared to the general viewpoint. It makes perfect, and I double dog dare say, bold sense. Seeing how he's essentially the living, breathing peace, a deity of destruction and the night, is missing. Inner demons tempt him to fall prey to the beast within, unaware that what's already within would be strong enough to gain all the power and none of the corruption. Brilliant or bullshit? The difference be night and day, friends. A confession, if I may. As profound of an attraction this subject matter gave off, I was doubtful that I was even qualified, because the more I dug, the less I understood. Call it overthinking, but never have I challenged a prospect that could reach further than me. But there lies the strength I want. Surely, the modern-day Jack the Ripper would test that strength. FNAF's purple guy is a macabre flagpole at the end of my sanity, and up until recent, the secret pathway remained hidden. A series of dangerous and sinister experiments held in an underground factory led to the creation of a master animatronic called Ennard, seeking freedom from the facility. A man by the surname Afton is deemed the perfect trip out. One scoop is all it takes to eviscerate him, literally rip out his insides, and grants Ennard the human suit it needs to escape. The man is left alone as a rotting husk, doomed to never die. That alone is a morbid transformation. But it's not the end. With no life to fear for, this now purple, undead man, Michael Afton, is thirsty to hunt down his father, William, having already been held accountable for his sins. Little does he know that fate has the worst planned for him, ultimately trapping Afton Sr. in the world's most infernal prison, slammed shut within Spring Bonnie, forever to rot as a living corpse, sealed in the shadows, exactly where the misunderstood son lost his life to the vengeful children. Still with me? Good. 'Cause I need a hug. Regardless of identity, the transformation each purple guy undergoes is fuel to a nightmare that's yet to be vanquished. An everyday man, immortalized as an undead monster, conceived by some of the most horrific mutilations I've ever seen. The fact that Springtrap was once a person. The scariest part? It's a punishment worse than an eternity in hell from either the jaws of karma or the foreshocks of a tragedy. Change can be truly terrifying. The world is filled with lies. It's soul-crushing to know that your valuable trust isn't always well spent. There's a great deal of damage to be dealt by the tip of a sharp enough tongue. You know, you might as well shank me now. You'd be surprised how much less that would hurt. A lie coming from a friend is the absolute worst. Take it from me, the shock is more than strong enough to change you. Nothing like a fantastical romp through the land of dreams to set a real tone. Kirby's Magolor is a notable display of what happens when you trust the wrong person. Our Whittle Halcondran buddy is genuine, up until the goal is met with puzzled eyes, as Magolor claims the Mystic Master Crown as his gateway to interstellar supremacy. We've been Smeckledorf, gents, and left in awe at the now almighty form of an omnipotent jester. The cute and meek misfit we grew to love has turned into a giant, ruthless sorcerer that's tremendously powerful, even by Kirby standards. It disturbs me on an abstract level to finally see the betrayal in my new friend's eyes. You were my buddy! How could you do that? Have you any soul in there? What even are you anymore? There's this word. It's called WoW. I need help saying it as the final phase of his cosmic coronation. The crowned master metamorphoses into Magolor's soul, a ghastly monster manifested by terrifying magic. Forget Marks. Forget 02. This is insane. On top of the frankly jaw-dropping difference between base and final form, the creepy implications of Magolor's change pushes it towards uncomfortable. Seeing how Magolor is friendly before and after this disaster, and the fact that the Master Crown seems to move on its own, brings a flood of dark thoughts. Did he go insane with power? Or did the crown influence him? Why does he look like dark matter as much as he changed? The fact that he's awesome hasn't. Only the strong survive, says most. Well, maybe more than one should say. Only the strongest thrive. We assume evolution's for a uniform reason, to survive on the bare essentials, but perhaps not. Dominance is a desire, not a need. So whatever gave us this ludicrous thirst for supremacy isn't on nature's side. Take it a step higher and see what happens when an alien adopts the very same goal. You get a monster! Safe to confirm that mutation isn't a comforting science. Hell, or even a productive one. Here, take this perfectly harmless satanic space jellyfish, throw it into an ocean's worth of radioactive sludge, and confiscate its floaties. Truly a quantum leap into the future. Well, yes, the apocalypse is a future event. The Metroid Prime is a sincerely scary creature. Terrible experiments carried out on a typical Metroid led it down a path of unnatural cruelty and a roguelike pursuit of power. Phazon turned a predatory but unaligned alien into what's essentially the Indominus Rex of the galaxy. The change is extreme in outer appearance, now looking like a literal demonic spider, the eldritch forefather of the Guardians. But what really gets me is the change in behavior. Metroids were always a threat, but none of them ever sought out pure galactic conquest. And this thing is smart, deliberately targeting and fucking with Samus for one good reason. She's the only thing strong enough to fight. It's disturbing to discover that Subject Prime developed its own sinister conscience. No longer a simple, unthinking animal, now a thoroughly evil, sentient supervillain. It's undoubtedly the most dramatic transformation I've ever seen in a game, and I look forward to seeing it again. This is being Fawful's Minion. Don't go changing. May we meet again!